you take it to the NFL Combine, and what they have done here so far today was corners and defensive backs. They met with some safeties, didn't meet with all of them. If we're going to be 100% honest, I went down to talk to safeties, and as I was walking down, I was like, I don't know if they're going to talk to safeties. And they talked to two, maybe three of them. Um, the rest of them were like, yeah, no. Like, I like Mike Tomlin, but he hasn't acknowledged my existence. And I was like, all right, sounds good. Corners, a bit surprising. Okay, so they talked to the two big ones out of Alabama, Arnold and Kool-Aid McKinstry. They talked to Cooper DeJean, who is another big one. This guy had a massive crowd around him, like massive, biggest crowd of the day. Surprising name. They did not talk to Quinion Mitchell, which I think immediately you look at as a just, an outside perspective and say, oh, that's a little bit surprising. I'm not putting too much draft stock into that. I'm not putting too much into they didn't meet with them because they don't like them. I kind of look at it like they sent some scouts to Toledo. You don't send scouts to Toledo just to say, hey, go scout the Toledo game. That's just not what an NFL team does.
That's not Alabama LSU.
We're not looking for the sleeper. Nobody's like, hey, man, Toledo, they might have some guys. No, Toledo's got one guy, and you sent it to go watch the one guy. The Reese Senior Bowl, they met with him more than once. He even mentioned to me that, Mike Tomlin challenged him with Roman Wilson. So there's some stock there, but you see that they don't meet at the Combine. I mean, my immediate thought, maybe I'm wrong here, is, they hid Kenny Pickett, and they tried as hard as humanly possible to hide Kenny Pickett and say they didn't like him. A couple of years ago, they hid Juju Smith-Schuster and tried as hard as they could to hide Juju Smith-Schuster. Is Quinion Mitchell their next one to just say, maybe we could hide Quinion Mitchell?
Yeah, it would make perfect sense. Kind of like Kenny, Toledo's, I don't have Google Maps in front of me, but it can't be that far of a drive from Pittsburgh. Like, Kenny was in their backyard too. Like, it's a guy that you can send a scout to every week or something like that, or you can kind of keep a close eye on him because he's in your backyard. So I think I think the fact that they didn't meet with him was more about, well, yeah, we've done our homework on this guy. Like, we know what we're getting. If he's there, if he's in the right spot, we'll take him. But it's no guarantee. But just if he's there, he's there. And I suppose meeting with those other guys is kind of a contingency plan. It's okay. Well, we don't know these guys as well. Like, let's get to know them. But I don't know. To me, when they don't meet with him, but we've got all this other evidence that they are clearly interested in him. It just kind of makes me think like, oh, this is the top guy on their board. Like, this is the number one dude.
Yes.
Like, if there's anyone that they want in the world, this is the guy.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're just like, I don't know. Like, I think it's like Mike Tomlin, like, it's like when like a kid or even like an old guy like thinks that they're like pulling one over on you. They're like, Mike Tomlin's just sitting around. He's like, they have no idea. They have no idea that we love Quinion Mitchell.
Yeah. It's like middle school crush. Like, you're trying to be like, oh, if I don't pay attention to her, then she's going to really want, that's what's going to make her be really into me.
Yeah, no, the rest of the teams, they're not going to like him because we didn't meet with Quinion Mitchell. Like, that's exactly what I think it is. And I think he's their top guy. I've been told by a number of people that he is their top guy. That this is for weeks now. And being here, like, it's like walking through a door and somebody be like, Quinion Mitchell, top of the Steelers draft board. And I'm like, oh, nice to see you too. Thanks. Hope the family's well. Think that I don't think they're hiding it all. I also don't know what do you need to meet with them? You've already done all this homework on them. Like, you're going to sit down with them and be like, hey, how's it going? We met twice at the Senior Bowl. Right. Anything change? How's life?
Right. Like, we've met with you like already in a less stressful environment where our formal meetings aren't, counted as strictly like they know what they need to know about Quinion Mitchell. I feel like this isn't.
That's what I'm saying. They'll bring him in for a top 30 visit, and they'll sit down. Mike Tomlin will have his conversation with him there, and that'll be it. There'll be a couple of guys at Toledo's pro day. Mike Tomlin will be one of them, and that's just how they're going to go about it. Not worried about it at all. If he is not there, because there is a possibility he does not make it to 20. The way that he's climbing, I'm not sure that he's gonna. Kool-Aid McKinstry had great things to say. Arnold had great things to say. Nate Wiggins also met with the Steelers, had great things to say. Cooper DeJean had some great things to say about Mike Tomlin. All those names could possibly be there for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You have a favorite of all those that you think, if you're going to take one, you might as well take one. And you're smiling because you know my favorite, but do you have a favorite?
I do. I have man, that would be pretty funny. If
Look,
he was,
I'm telling you,
and I'm giving it away already. But no, I think Nate Wiggins is probably like my favorite player of those guys.
Okay.
Like I love his length. I like Clemson corners. I feel like those guys usually work out. I just think of like AJ Terrell in Atlanta. I've watched a couple Clemson games and he's looked really good. He seems big and strong and physical, just kind of in the same mold as Joey Porter Jr. So I like that, just having two kind of big, I don't even know what the word would be, but like bodyguards, in your secondary, guys who just throwing people around. So I think that's why I like Nate Wiggins, but your guy, I cannot deny. This guy would be just electric in the city of Pittsburgh.
He's so awesome.
I mean, he's going to be electric wherever he goes, but I think in Pittsburgh too, he'd be just as electric.
There are just so many things. Like the punt returning aspect of it. Could you imagine Calvin Austin and Cooper DeJean just lining up?
I was going to say, you didn't name him. You didn't name him.
He'd just see me say, you know who I'm talking about. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. There's one storyline when it comes to the corners that is not Quinion Mitchell, and that is, can the Pittsburgh Steelers land White Lightning? And I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I think he'd be electric. I think he'd be so fun to watch. I also think he's phenomenal. I think he's a great corner. That being said, though, I'm a huge Nate Wiggins guy. My only concern with Nate Wiggins is he's very skinny, and I didn't realize how skinny he was until he went to the podium today. And my first thought immediately was, you are very tiny. But it's the NFL. You could put some weight on. Kool-Aid McKinstry, I will say, looks like a Pittsburgh Steelers corner. He looks like he's going to hit you. He looks like he's going to play physical. He's lengthy. He looks like him and Joey Porter Jr. would be real dangerous on the outside. I don't think Arnold has any shot of making it to Pittsburgh, but that would be cool as well.
You think he's going to go too early? Because that's the thing I feel about. I feel like DeJean is not going to be there. I didn't realize Arnold wasn't going to be there either. I have no idea where McKinstry or Wiggins are going to land.
So Wiggins and McKinstry, I feel like, are right around that Steelers mark, 20 to 25 area. McKinstry might even go a little bit deeper, depending. But I think if he's there, the Steelers could grab him. Arnold, I would expect goes earlier, but I think Mitchell changes that. I think if Mitchell goes earlier, maybe Arnold doesn't go until 20. And I think that move would be great for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I agree with you, though. I don't think DeJean makes it to 20. I think it would be so awesome if he did. I think, if him and Mitchell somehow find their way to pick 20,
it's going to be tough.
That would be crap. I've been told that those are when it comes to the cornerbacks, if the Steelers can pick two of them, it's those two. And
trade up to pick 21 if they both fall.
Yeah, just skip off. And then just tell Joey, just be like, sorry pal,
bud.
You move. Yeah,
he's included in the trade. This is perfect. He's included in the trade for 21, and then everyone is happy.
Now we're starting to piss people off. You toss Joey Porter Jr. in there, immediately everybody's like, yeah, I'm done. You lost me on that one. I think either one of them be incredible. I wouldn't put any drafts. I wouldn't put any stock in them not meeting with Mitchell here. I think that they're all in on it. Tomorrow's the quarterbacks. We'll see what happens there. Be a very interesting day. And then obviously the offensive lineman, which I'm very excited for, just a bunch of dudes because Mike Tomlin loves his offensive lineman. He's going to be in there. They're going to have the best. Everybody else was oh, it was great. He was energetic, blah, blah, blah. The big guys, they're going to be oh, dude, he stood me up. He said, let's go. Me and you right here in the corner. And I'm very excited for them to kind of see that. But